What is up, everybody? Star Wars Dad back for another video. Today I kind of wanted to talk a little bit about my thoughts on where the metagame is at, and then I wanted to cover a deck that I haven't talked about in a little while that I think is still a good play. I just want to look at these top few decks, right? We got Han yellow, Sabine green, Kira green, Sabine green, Boba green, Han yellow, Sabine green, Boba green. I think this is Palp yellow if I had to guess. Let me just look. Palp blue, okay. That's different. And then we had a Han blue, another Sabine green, and then a Ray red. So very like, I mean, there's a Chariot up there, but it didn't do very well. 3 and 3 is not what I would call great. But the point is, like, it's like the same decks over and over again, right? It's becoming very narrow. Part of that's because of the rules of these tournaments where you don't have a lot of time. It was like 55 minutes or so, I believe. So you're very limited. That limits you to what you have to play. You're either playing aggro or you're playing, you know, decks that, like Kira green, that you can win quickly with. The Palp blue, that's a, you know, you don't see a lot of those up here. I didn't see any Boba yellows. I think Boba green has now come back around as the more favorable Boba deck to play. I still think Boba yellow is very strong, but I mean, you get the idea. It's like Han yellow, Sabine green, Kira green, right? I mean, that was like the gist of the top 8. This is very, like, one Kira made it. So it just kind of gets to the place where, like, you know, you have to be expecting those are like the big 3 decks right now, right? I would say Han Blue's right there. I would say Boba Yellow's right there. I'd say Bossk Blue's right there. But in general, like, if you try to play anything else right now, those decks are so fine-tuned, and, like, people have had results, and everybody's been playing similar lists, or very, very similar. Like, I'd say, like, the same 45 out of the 60 cards in almost every one of these lists. It gets to a place where, like, you can't be creative with your deck building as much. Like, you know, obviously you can make whatever you want, but as far as, like, it being successful, it's getting harder to do so. I did try out several decks over the past week, just like different things I wanted to try, just to kind of do something different and not talk about the same 5-6 decks. And I just had a really hard time winning consistently. But today I did try out something that I've still think is very good and just haven't seen much of it at all in any of these tournaments. And I guess Kira is the preferred way to play villainy control. But I still really like Iden Green. I still think it's very good. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So here's what we're going to be playing today. This list is obviously updated since my last video on this deck, as I've added in a few different things. It's not very different, but it's I'd say a little more fine-tuned and just kind of more prepared for the metagame in general. I think the biggest difference from the previous video is a couple Palpatine's return. I think the previous one I played 3 Maul, so I'm definitely playing 3 Vader and 1 Maul now. I think everything else is generally the same. Maybe 1 less takedown, 1 fell the dragon. 1 less Rukh, I think. I'm not, because Rukh was more tailored to a crate, dealing with crate dragons, and I haven't, you know, crate dragon is not as prevalent as I thought it might be originally. And then 2 Relentless, 2 Devastator, and obviously Palpatine's return is very, very important for those matchups where you want to use Relentless over and over again, or Devastator, or Avenger. Palpatine's return in general is a very good card. But so we're playing 2 top target main board, 1 in the side, 2 timely intervention, which is like basically a form of removal, which is really nice when you have You know, for late game, you could also squeeze it in. It's really nice for like Avenger, Relentless, Devastator. It's really cool to play those cards with a timely. Just 2 Inferno, 3 Pyke on the ground, and 3 Phase Dark Trooper. So we have 6 Sentinels on the ground. No Sentinels in space, but we do have ECL and timely with Consortium as a way to handle those. And of course, Barrage is our other way. Make an Opening is also a card that we use for the Phantom. 3 Power the Dark Side. 3 Resupply to go along with our 3 Laser Tech as our forms of ramp. I do keep it at 3 Resupply just because of the more expensive stuff that we have in this deck, and playing against control decks, I want to be able to get to my Relentless and my Avengers and Devastators quicker. Just 2 Client in the main to go alongside the 2 top target. I think 2 is fine because you're already subtly healing with Iden. 2 Vigilance is another way to gain life along with Make an Opening. So we have 8 ways to gain life in the main board, 3 in the sideboard, and then we have Iden the leader, of course. 2 Takedown, which is great for Sabine. 1 card you could argue that could be in here is Death Trooper, because it has great synergy with Darth Vader. It also has great synergy with Timely and ECL. So that's a card that I would consider putting in here. If I were to take it out, I would probably take out the Dark Trooper. I just don't really want to take that card out, because that card is also great with ECL and Timely. And just finding it off of Vader, so that's kind of... I chose Dark Trooper over the Death Trooper, but I do like the Death Trooper a lot, but I haven't felt like I needed it thus far. 1 Fell the Dragon in the main, 1 on the side for those decks with bigger units, mid-range control, and also just for pose and wreckers and things like that. 2 Gideon. Gideon's been really, really good in here. I love it in here as a way to close the game out, as a way to get stabilized and make your Sentinels bigger is another good reason. The 1 Rukh to deal with big units is another alternative way of killing things with Timely or ECL. It also can occasionally be good against aggro decks, depending on the gameplay. Really, just how the game flows, because sometimes it's just useless because you're just playing against a bunch of weak units, and sticking a Rukh out there is not going to do like a ton. But then there's sometimes where it still is able to take out like 3 units, and it's still a decent barrage target, especially if you're pumping it up with Gideon. So it's still, I find it useful a lot. 3 Overwhelming Barrage, of course, is a key component to this deck. I think we play 27 units. Might be wrong. And the main board. 2 Rebels Fall as a way to deal with like big leaders, big threats. Boba. 3 Darth Vader. Gets us Client, Phase Dark Trooper, Pyke Sentinel, Laser Tech occasionally. 1 Maul. Obviously, we have the Palp's Return to get that back if we need it. We're usually really just using Maul to either close the game out at the very end, or we're using it to just as a form of removal. 2 Laser Blasts in the main, none in the side. I think 2 is fine. Kind of like Iden Green. I think 2 is enough because you have a good amount of removal and you have the healing. You also have the 2 Snoke as a form of just like shutting things down, and as a pseudo board wipe, especially against Boba decks. It's like your one of your best cards against Boba. 2 Avenger to close the game out. And I don't play 3 because we have the Palp's Return and the matchups where we need to get it back. The 2 Relentless, of course, are going to be for those control matchups. There's going to Palp's Return plus Relentless is going to become really important against like a Bossk. Devastator is going to become really important. Palp's Return plus Devastator is going to become really important. So toughest matchups for this deck, I would say, are Han Yellow, for sure. I would say Boba Blue and Bossk Blue are probably pretty tough. I mean, Kira Green is pretty much a mirror match. I mean, we're healing a little bit more, but that's not... I mean, it's pretty much a mirror match. But, I mean, to me, the decks, again, like I spoke about this when I made the original video on these decks, they feel so similar that I think at this point, because Kira's more popular, I would play Iden Green. Just because of the math, like just because of that subtle healing every turn can get you out of range of dying. And I think I really like Iden as a leader still. I still think it's a strong leader. I still like Iden Blue a lot, and I still think that deck is good. Every deck has their weaknesses, of course, so it comes down to your playstyle. Again, I'm more of a control player, so this type of deck fits my playstyle. I like a lot of these cards in here. They're just fun to play, like Gideon, Rukh. I like the Client. I like the Dark Trooper. I like Barrage. I like Vader. I like Snoke a lot. I like Avenger a lot. Relentless and Devastator are obviously a lot of fun. So it's also about that. I also really, really like Consortium, and playing Consortium with Timely as well just gives me that subtle Restore 2 to keep me out of dying in some games, and just my playstyle. I've played with Consortium so much now that it just, I have a good feel, and I always like to have that card or that tool in my deck to help me to win games. It's also just a good answer for Lurking TIE Phantom, and it survives. So there's that as well. You're familiar with this deck. I mean, there's not a lot to say. I think it's still a good deck to play. I do think the Boba Green decks where they like cycle Bazines, that can probably be difficult. I would say Boba Yellow could be potentially difficult, but I haven't had too much trouble with either of those decks lately. I think it's because of the spot removal, because I make a point to get to Snoke, because of the subtle healing. But yeah, as always, please like and subscribe if you enjoy my content. We have a 2,500 subscriber giveaway we're trying to get to. So please, I greatly appreciate all the love and support. Just smash that like button and subscribe for me. I greatly, greatly appreciate it. Also love to hear feedback from the community, how to make these videos better, and just, your thoughts on these decks that I play and how you like to play them, and cards that you felt were successful and good, and how you deal with certain matchups. I love to hear all that kind of stuff. But as always, let's get into some games and see how this deck performs today. Snoke's pretty important. I'm trying to think. I don't know how important Fell the Dragon is. Probably let that go for now, especially because we're just going to go the ramp route with Laser Tech. Greedo would be ideal because we could trade and ramp. Okay. Is there a reason that we would want to hold on to a Timely right now? I don't think so. Make an opening has value. They could waylay our Laser Tech, but that seems like a waste of a waylay, so. Okay, it's fine. Could take that thing down. Don't think we need this anymore. Do we want to take it down? Probably. Just to get the, the potential cunning turn off the board. Okay, sure. This is interesting because it's like good for us either way. Now we can even make an opening. It hasn't put any damage on us yet, so we're in good shape. At 6 resources, Phase Dark Trooper seems pretty solid. Vigilance is okay. Client is good. We have Vader next turn. I'm gonna let Client go for now. Take our 4. So he has the Zuckuss, then that gets better. So we're actually just going to make an opening here. There's the Zuckuss that I was talking about. We have not used ECL yet, so that's good to keep in mind. We do have Vader coming down. If he attacks in, with Boba, then Boba will die. He might just claim the initiative here. I mean, he wants to attack in on the Boba flip turn. If he doesn't, then we're still going to attack into Boba with Iden, so that we can kill Boba with Vader after Zuckuss kills Phase Dark Trooper, most likely, is the route I'm guessing he would take, but I don't know. Our opponent is thinking for a long time about his decision here. We haven't lost any units this turn either, so Boba is not going to get extra value. I'm not sure what's... So he went the attack with Boba route, and we're just going to attack him with Iden, gain a life. Now he can play a unit here because he has 2 resources, which I was going to say he probably wants to do that. Okay, we don't need this. Unfortunately, that's a 5/5. Otherwise, that would be a good play. Vader's the best play here, for sure. Okay, we get Dark Trooper, Client, Inferno, Pyke. Okay, definitely do that. And for 5. So far we're doing pretty good. Cunning is going to do what? So he could return Vader or Phase Dark Trooper. Yeah, he could return Phase Dark Trooper. And he randomly discarded Vigilance. Isn't that nice? Okay. I love I love how this card always just screws you over. Like Gideon would have been ideal. Vigilance and Snoke. At least he didn't take Snoke, I guess. I think I'm totally okay with just killing Zuckuss with Iden. Okay, sure. Play Snoke and just put him in a world of hurt. I'm going to keep the laser tech as another attacker for later on. Not too worried about going in for 5 damage with Vader here. If he ambushes in with something, I mean, Vader will still most likely trade with it. Okay, he's sending Vader back and discarding a card. Okay, he got Gideon this time. Definitely the best card out of the 3 cards. Cloud Rider dies immediately. We're gonna heal. And he claims the initiative, I guess. And Snoke is, you know, the best card you can have against Boba decks because they play so many cheap units. Alrighty. That was enough for our opponent. So yeah, I mean, it's just Snoke. Just getting to the Snoke turn was enough. Good game. Alright, we got a Pyke into Phase Dark Trooper. So no mulligan, it's definitely a good hand. I want to hold the resupply too. I go with Avenger and make an opening, I guess. Sabine. And he takes Pyke. He took resupply. Okay. So he could have McClunky here, I guess. I like Consortium. I like Gideon. I like Vigilance. It's tough. It's very tough, to be honest. Alright, I'm gonna let Vigilance go just because it's a little more expensive. Hopefully it doesn't have a clunky here. Okay, we could ambush in with Dark Trooper, make it a 4-4. I'm actually not going to do that. I'm just going to kill the Zine with Pyke, because I don't want him to just have things to do over and over again. Takedown's good. Yeah, let Consortium go. Sure. It's just... He doesn't have ECL here. Just take down his Boba. Okay. So he has Boba Flip. Claim initiative. Okay. Just gonna play Power of the Dark Side here, I think. Get rid of that. Azine. Okay. And okay. What's the best thing to do here? Alright, we got... I'm gonna pull this out first. Okay. I'm not too worried about that. Probably just barrage here for 6 damage. Well, actually, let's not do that. Let's just kill Bazine. Okay, sure. Now I think I want to Rivals Fall that. Actually, I'm just gonna barrage it to remove the shield. And just get rid of that so I can ECL Consortium. Okay. This is tough, man. I don't want to get rid of Maul here. It's really tough. All these cards are good, so we're gonna do that. He's gonna attack in for 3 or 6. Okay, there's a Maul. Okay, so then we can Maul, or we can just take him down. So we're gonna ECL this. Yes. Okay, and then we're gonna take down the Maul. Okay, sweet. Nice. Worked out good. Alright. It is an Underworld unit. But I think these are the best 3 cards we have. Let's go Consortium. Since our opponent is just passing. Snoke would be a really good find the next couple turns. He claimed the initiative, okay. Cool. Laser Blast is nice. We're just gonna pass. Start building our hand back up. Okay. Let's play Phase Dark Trooper. He has 6 resources. We want him to play another unit so we can get the most out of Barrage here. He just claimed the initiative, okay. I hate to use Barrage again, but I don't want him to get damaged. That's the worst thing I can do, is get damaged or have a unit on board, so. Had to waste our Barrage twice now on a 7th Fleet Defender, but unfortunately it's a huge threat. Alrighty, there's the card we were looking for. That's the card that we were looking for. Gonna hold on to Laser Blast in case we need it. Sure. Bye bye. A Darth Maul. Okay, sure. Alrighty. Okay. What is he doing? He's upset? I don't understand. It's really weird. What just happened there? No worries, no worries. Yeah, Carabas really does have some weird glitches. Again, I think holding on to laser tech. Okay, well that's fine. We don't want to take a bunch of damage here, so we're just gonna laser blast. Unfortunately, I really hate that, but it's better than losing the game. So we could take 8 damage there and go to 22. Instead, we're at 13 now. Well, that's pretty good. We can resource that. We don't need that. The timely right now. Vigilance is good. Really need Snoke here. Okay. He has 7 resources, so let's. I hate to play laser tech, and then he plays a Darth Maul. Vigilance at least gets us a potential Sentinel. Yeah, Pyke, client's good. But I think I'd rather have Pyke, I think. Yeah, take that out. If he has a Darth Maul, then we claim the initiative. If he doesn't, then we play laser tech, potentially. Okay. Do I really want the laser tech? Yeah, we already ECL'd. Like the best he could do is, yeah, he could still get in for 4. We're still trying to stabilize here. Like that no good to me dead Avenger play was annoying. Gideon's pretty good here, especially because we can do that plus fell the dragon. Well, can we? Well, if we resource this, we can. Yeah. Okay, let's do that. Put it on play Svet's Fire's Blade, we play Fell the Dragon. Okay. Do we want to kill that with Vader? Yes, we do. Claim the initiative. Just kill it again. Wait, what just happened? Okay. Don't need resupply. Did I heal last turn? No, I didn't. Let's just attack him with Vader again. Sure. He's at 8 resources, so he can play Vigilance. Go up to an 8/8. We're just gonna attack in first, though. Get in for some damage in case he has a way to kill Gideon. We're trying to delay the inevitable. Okay, 6/6. We could easily just fell the dragon that. Going to Vigilance here or just play Darth Maul? So if he swings in for 6, we yeah. So let's just not. Okay, I was about to say good game. Yeah, I was just gonna play Vigilance there so he didn't have a unit on board. Could always Darth Maul the following turn. But yeah, we were definitely stabilizing there. But you know, Boba is one of our Boba Yellow and Boba Green. I'd say Boba Yellow is a little tougher, but both of these matchups are fairly favorable for us because of the healing, because of the removal. So, but good game. I mean, I think Boba with 30 HP is a little harder. The green version, that is. So Bossk Red never played against us before. We have a bunch of good 3-drop plays. I'm assuming they're more aggressive, just with the colors. So they play like Aggression plus Death Mark. Probably a lot of 1-drops. So we're gonna do things in a way that makes sense for that. So Sentinel, Life Gain, Power of the Dark Side, depending on what happens here. Okay, so that's an easy Power of the Dark Side play. We don't want to just trade straight up with Phased Dark Trooper if we don't have to. We're slowing down our damage. I mean, one of the things that's bad... Okay, this is a good ECL for us. Target right here to make us a 4/4. I mean, Rukh is good too. That has Saboteur, doesn't it? We get to draw a card, though. It is the 4 resource turn. I kind of wish we had that timely now. I mean, he gets in for 2 here. He could have Aggression, though. Which either way would kill this, but we still get to draw the card. If he wastes the Aggression on that, that seems pretty fine. Which would we rather have? I think we'd rather have Gideon than Rukh. I mean, they do have the potential for a Crate Dragon later in the game, but I don't know. It seems like they're more low to the ground bounties. He flips on 5. But I mean, this makes him have to have the Aggression. Yeah, I think you just have to do it. You get to draw a card too. Power of the Dark Side's good. makes Phase Dark Trooper 5/5 if he doesn't have the answers. Okay. Do we want to claim the initiative here? Or gain... Well, yeah, because we can't gain any life because there is no life to gain. Alrighty. We probably don't need the laser tech here. Jango Fett is hard to kill, but not if you make it a 1/4. So that is a thing. Takedown doesn't do a lot. I think making opening weirdly is the right play. It's a weird one. But this makes this a 6/6, which means that Bossk cannot kill it. It's an odd play. Again, aggression is the best card he could have in his hand, I think. Definitely gonna... Okay, well there you go. So that... At least we're only taking, what, 6 damage here? That's not that bad. He hasn't had a bounty yet, so... I'm sorry, what was that? Oh, he did Chaos of War, okay. Gotcha. It's 6 resources. We can't timely anything on the ground. Takedown is kind of worthless now. So that play did not work out very well. I mean, flipping Iden, again, if he has aggression, that's the best card he could have. Barrage would be good, because we could kill 2 things, gain 2 life off of that. I think power is going to be a little less effective here, just because of the... So we'll flip Iden, hopefully he doesn't have aggression. I mean, I don't know what else to do, like if he does, then that's just bad, right? Yeah, the Chaos of War is really bad against us right now. I mean, really good against us right now. He didn't resource though, so that means he's holding on to whatever cards he has instead of resourcing, which makes sense when you're playing a more aggressive version of this deck. Barrage is going to be big for us here if we can pull it off. Okay, that's not what I was expecting to have happen. Do you want to kill Bossk or Jango? Let's just kill Bossk, and then we'll attack into Jango. So he's realizing that he has to take out Iden. So now he's going for damage, okay. I'm totally good with that trade off. I mean, he might have something to kill Iden, but again, it's not going to our face, so that's fine. We're just trying to delay things to get to the end game. Okay. Gunslinger's fine. We have plenty of answers for Gunslinger. Okay. So if he kills that, then... but he has to do 1 damage to it. So we're going to ECL Gideon. Or Vader. Yeah, we're going to ECL Gideon because of the fact that we can put an experience on Iden. To make it harder for him to kill. Okay. So he's getting rid of our experience point, that's fine. What does this do? Okay, that's totally fine. He kills it with Bossk, we claim the initiative, then we can take down the Fang Fighter if we need to. Okay. Sure. He's putting it on Bo-Katan. Either way, we have Barrage to make Gideon a 7/7 to kill all the units on the board. Yep. Okay. I think Consortium. Let's let Consortium go. Barrage. So Bo-Katan would do 4. This one would do 3. Boom, boom. Make this big boy a 9/9. Okay. We're gonna play the client. Not too worried about a stolen land speeder. Do I just kill Dengar? Yeah, absolutely. We take Dengar out, absolutely. Make stolen land speeder harder to kill. That's actually pretty funny. Alright. What do you put the death mark? Okay. Get to 1. Okay, he does the damage. We claim the initiative. Gonna let go of... Yeah, I was gonna say, I think this game's over. Good game. Yeah, so we were able to stabilize. Gideon has really been doing work today. I mean, that's what, 3 games in a row now where the counters have come into play. In this particular case, first thing we're going to do is attack him with the land speeder, get in for damage. Then, depending on what he does, we're going to take out that unit with Avenger, I would imagine. So probably just letting go of the second Gideon here, though, just because we have Avenger. And I like the other cards because they have life gain or removal. We also have Vader as an option. Yeah, I mean, pretty much we were about to completely take over this game. Kind of wish our opponent would have let us because it was going to be fun. But basically anything he played, I was just going to keep pumping up the speeder so that he couldn't kill it. And then, I mean, at this point we would have had, what, Avenger plus Gideon plus a bigger speeder plus the client to bounty things. So there wasn't going to be much he could do. Alright, playing against Sabine Green against Fatty Wolf. I like to mulligan. No, definitely gonna resource Rukh. Well, I think it's timely. Rukh has some use. It's either Rukh or Vader. So I mean, our turns are gonna go Pyke, most likely power, potentially laser tech into Rukh. But Rukh is not... Rukh's main use is to kill Power Wrecker, which is still a good use. And Vader is not doing that in this deck because we don't have Death Trooper. So I guess for that reason, I'll keep the Rukh. Pyke is fine. Okay, well, we're just going to claim the initiative. I think I need 2 laser techs. The problem with Barrage here is that both of our units will be dead, so I'd rather just... Do I want to laser tech into this? Or do I want to just power? Let's just power. He plays a unit, we heal 1. And then he does 1 damage, most likely. I don't know. I think we should attack in. Okay, that's it. I didn't realize that that could be attached to space units. I don't know why I didn't realize that. It's interesting. So he's doing the damage. That might be a mistake because we fought in a takedown or power. Which we did. Okay, we're gonna let laser tech go this time. Okay, there's ECO. Okay, he gets in for damage. We heal. And now we can attack in with Rukh, I guess. Resupply is another option here. I'm not opposed to the resupply being a play that we can have just to get to Snoke sooner, potentially, especially if we find like something else that's useful. So if we play Rukh here, we kill K2SO. Bring out Iden. Then next turn we could resupply or barrage. Are we just gonna barrage 2 turns in a row? Possibly. Thinking. Man, I'm allowed to think. It's a card game. Weighing out my options. I guess barrage is their best bet. No. Yeah, we're gonna do it like this. Put the shield on afterwards. Why is there no shield? Okay. Snoke is 3 turns away. I think we have to choose barrage. Unfortunately. Darksaber's the best card he could have in his hand. And there's literally nothing we could do about that. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to claim initiative and take the chance that he doesn't have another unit in his hand. Okay, he did. Oh well. Barrage for 5 damage. Kill Sabine. Kill one of those 2 things. Hope he doesn't have Rebel Assault, I guess. And then we play Iden, flip Iden. So takedown is the card that's gonna be out. Okay. Yeah, I would use the we'll use the Iden to kill the other unit. So they'll get in for 3 at least. But we'll heal 2. And then we have a follow-up barrage next turn. Just gonna kill this for 5. Rebel Assault is good. Or Wrecker. Just take our shield off. And we don't really have the greatest answer for Wrecker either. Other than attacking into Rukh, so. Or attacking with Rukh, yeah. Okay, Sabine's not that bad. We've done a 12. Darksaber is pretty bad. Okay, since he has that, we need to claim the initiative and kill it with Rukh. I would kill it with Vader, but we can't. Okay. Kill that. Gonna heal 1. We're gonna try to delay the barrage, potentially. Down to 14. We have almost stabilized here. Okay. Deploy. Okay, there's the Wrecker. Does he have timely? He does not. So we can barrage for 6 to Kill this, and then kill fleet. And pass. And I don't think we need laser blast at this point. Snoke is strong enough, plus Rivals Fall, plus Vader. See what our opponent does. Play something small on the ground. We just ambush in Vader. Play something bigger. We're going to use Snoke to weaken it, and then kill it with Iden. So Rukh actually came through here. It's pretty big. Killed a unit, then barraged Sabine and killed another unit. So it took out 3 units. So that was definitely the right call to keep that in our hand. Sometimes it can be pretty useless against Sabine, but in this particular game it was pretty much saved us. Okay. Yeah, since he only has 3 resources left, the chances are he probably just has a unit. If he has another 4 cause, that's pretty good. But he just claimed the initiative, so we'll just attack it. Pass. Okay. I think we're good with just holding our entire hand right now. There's no reason to resource anything until we find an Avenger. If he plays anything in space, we just remove it. Timely. Wrecker does some damage to Iden. 5 and ECL's Iden for some damage, right? I would imagine. No, he's just killing Snoke, which is weird. So let's play Consortium. If he tries to go, yeah. If he claims the initiative, then we attack. If he doesn't, we claim the initiative. So we can gain 2 life. Okay, we're claiming the initiative since he did the Sabine thing. We don't need resupply. We're going to swing in, gain 2 life, go down to 18. Okay, I think Vader's our best bet here. I think we want to phase Dark Trooper for sure. Take out Cassian, gain a life. And I think this is where we turn the corner finally. Pyke is good. Pass. Well, I think I'd rather make an opening than client at this point. So we definitely have game here. Okay, that's a good card, but it's just not going to do it. So we will play make an opening just to make sure that we are out of range of dying somehow, even though he has 2 resources left, just to kind of clinch the game. And then we just close out the game. It's funny, our opponent commented Z's like we were being too slow earlier, but now they are slow playing us because we're about to win. This is What people love to do. Okay. Well, there you go. Alright, and good game. Alrighty. Well, yeah, I mean, they kind of got to what was like 15-ish, and then we just kind of, they just couldn't handle Iden, and it's just too much. In general, I've always had a great matchup with Iden decks against Sabine. It's never really been. It's really a matchup that I look forward to because it's very streamlined. I know what to expect, and the deck is built to be able to beat it. You have 2 top targets in the main, 2 client, 3rd top target in the side, 3rd make an opening in the side. Snoke is very good against them, clearly. Like he used his Wrecker to take care of Snoke, which was smart, I guess, but I think it would have been better to kill Iden. I think that it might have been a slight misplay, because he also would have gotten in for overwhelm damage, for like 6 overwhelm damage. I think that would have made the game a little more difficult for us. Like, we would have been really hoping to find like a vigilance, you know, because that would have really put us on the clock there. So I think that was a mistake. Like, taking out Snoke made sense, but taking out the Iden where we got that subtle life gain, and he would have gotten in for overwhelm damage. So, I mean, we did have a removal. We had the Rival's Fall in hand to deal with the Wrecker without having to attack with Snoke. So, I mean, I get the thinking, like, Snoke is really, really difficult to deal with when you're an aggro deck. That's just how good Wrecker is, too, though. Like, Wrecker can deal with Snoke. Wrecker is such an amazing card. But, good game, good game. So, back for the post-game wrap-up. So, this deck went 4-0. It felt very strong. Like, I mean, I feel like I played against what I played against: Boba Yellow, Boba Green, and Sabine Green, right? So, I mean, it felt pretty dominant in each of those games. Gideon was really awesome. Rukh really came through in that Sabine game to help us stabilize, because that was about to get out of control. Obviously, Barrage was a big factor there too, but Rukh was surprisingly good. Gideon was really good. I mean, really, so those 2 5-drops were really, really key. What else stood out? I liked Vader just pulling out the Sentinels most games, and then the client Consortium felt solid. Snoke was obviously doing Snoke things, taking over games. I mean, the subtle healing to me, like when I did the Kira Green video recently, and this deck still felt a little bit stronger, and maybe that's just my playstyle. But I mean, that's the same thought I had the first time around when I compared those 2 decks. I felt like Iden Green had a notch. I mean, I felt like they were very similar, but I felt like it had like a notch, just a slight edge over Kira. And obviously the shields are great that Kira can do, so that's definitely where, you know, that's very strong, and Iden has the healing. But I think it is about playstyle for me. Like, I really like the healing from Iden. It just allows me to play more confidently, I think, because I'm not as worried that I'm going to lose the game out of nowhere, because I'm subtly healing consistently. And the way that I play, I just try to, like, control the board state as much as possible. I'm not in a rush to win the game, and I'd rather just take that subtle healing, you know, play defensively as long as I need to until I'm able to take over the game. So, is there any changes I would make to this list? I don't know. One card that I think would be interesting would be Tech, just to throw in here. Just like a one-of, just to throw it in here as another way to deal with like hand disruption decks. I could see hand disruption decks like Han Blue being a problem. So that would be a card I would consider. Bazine is another card you could consider. Really depends on what you feel like you're going to be playing against. If you feel like you're going to be playing against a bunch of control, then I would definitely play Bazine. But I don't know. I just looking at those tournaments, like I was talking about, like just Han yellow, Sabine green, and Kira green, and Boba green. So Han yellow is just a tough matchup in general. Han blue is a tough matchup. So, but yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and y'all have a good one. Peace out.